Hello, everybody, and welcome to the final episode of the PBL Cast. I am head coach of the Saffron City Sneasels and your three-time reigning champion, Evan.
Here we go already with that, huh? Mr. Humble Man of the People starts it off with three-time reigning champ.
I just want to make sure the listeners know who I am. I'm just trying to put them in a certain mind place.
Yeah, I'm sure all 5 of our listeners don't know who you are, and they need.
We may get new hits with all of these.
Swagmaster,
sure.
Yeah.
Speaking now is the 0-time reigning champion, Dan.
Alrighty.
Of the Entei.
Weekly special guest Dan of the Viridian Forest Entei. And yes, I am 0-time champion, but I have a question for you, Evan. Have you ever controlled the fucking weather? I don't think so.
Actually, in season 0.
Anyways, so what guest do we have?
We have a special guest on the line today.
Special guest.
And caller, please turn down your radio. We have Zach of the Secret Garden Hoopas, who is competing for the finals tomorrow. Hello, Zach.
Hi, how's it going, guys?
Great.
I'm hoping I can carry on the torch and be the one-time champ.
So, long-time listener, first-time caller, is that the usual story here?
What do you want to tell yourself?
I mean, you're the... Hold on, no, you don't get to play this coy. You're the dude who, is just where's my fucking PBL cast? Nick, when's it going back up?
We don't talk about unhealthy addictions here.
Yeah,
that's true. Yeah, we don't want to be shaming anybody on this show.
Especially one of our only fans.
Yes. We don't want to lose 40% of our listener base. How does that fraction work?
Look, Raul counts as barely a person.
Yeah, sorry, Raul. I'm sure he's listening. So we have the finals coming up tomorrow. So I'm curious to see how many people will be able to listen to this before the finals goes down. And I will say, Zach, I think you are the people's favorite right now. By the sheer fact that you do not have 2 Pokemon that are generally banned from draft leagues, you only have 1.
Yeah, only 1. That's it.
Because Zache, we've talked about this before, Dan helped create a monster, and now I think everyone is sort of pulling for you, except for maybe Zache. Probably.
Yeah, I don't think Zache is pulling for me, personally.
Ian might be pulling for Zache because they have a history, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
lovers.
I think Ian's on his side.
I believe he is still battling from Maine, so you will be battling online, so you're going to have the entire room at your back as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Honestly, I'm gonna use it to my advantage. I think I'm just gonna have you guys be just friends around me, and I'm just gonna speak freely and battle freely as long as no one's giving Zache intel.
We'll just have to make sure that Ian is not on a phone or something.
Yeah.
Because
we'll have to watch him.
There could be some shady goings on behind the scenes.
So, seeing how I know Zache won't listen to this, the plan is to just, go over every single move with you as a group, right? But this is going to be a hive mind kind of deal. We're going to have Jacob and Evan giving you feedback.
Yeah. We're probably going to be just one in your left ear, one in your right ear. I'm just going to be saying Final Gambit. Final Gambit.
Yeah.
Self-destruct.
Definitely have Final Gambit on the team. I'm running a tract as well. The tract has been a big strategy for me.
Hey, and if a track doesn't work... the sexes are supposed to be locked, and I believe that's an automatic disqualification if one of the sexes is wrong.
There you go.
Yep.
Although, how many of his Pokemon... I know at least Magirna does not have a sex.
Hey, Ash Greninja has to be male.
Yeah,
Yep.
You can charm that thing.
Yep. Mega Lopunny just flashes them 3 Cs and goes, hey, how are you doing there, boy?
It's a solid strategy.
Yeah.
I've told Zache I'm introducing as much RNG as possible. So.
There you go.
I love that idea. Because, and I don't think this is any surprise to anybody that has looked at the 2 teams that are going to be squaring off, I think on paper your team has a very bad matchup against Zache's. So I think...
Yeah, it's actually really, really bad.
Yeah, I honestly don't think I could find a team that hard counters your OU picks any more than his team does. It's pretty wild. I think throwing some RNG into the mix is a great idea to give yourself a fighting chance. I do think that you are capable enough of a battler to win. I just think that you're going to have, a mountain to climb in this matchup.
Yeah, momentum will definitely need to be in my favor for most of the match.
Nah, just run Curse Ferrothorn, then just Gyro Ball Magirna. It's fine.
Yeah, Curse
Ferrothorn. Yeah, sounds like a solid plan.
I'm sure you could easily break through Celesteela.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No issues. Just Leech Seed. Well, if you Leech Seed, he can't Leech Seed you back. So, duh.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And then,
come on, guys.
Hold on, I'm taking notes.
Yeah.
And then run a berry to reduce the flamethrower the first time.
Yeah.
And then Cal can
eat
say
it
that you can
eat it the second time.
Eat it the second time, and then die the third time.
Yeah.
And you're set. See, these are the great big brain plays that we're all coming up with here at the PBL cast.
I consult Dan before every single match. You guys don't know that.
Yep.
Wow, and you've made it this far. That is amazing.
Right? He
I know.
actually asked
I just
me...
consult him and then don't listen to any of his advice.
Exactly.
That's
He consulted me and said, "Hey, Dan, how do I beat you?" I said, "Well, just don't get critted."
Don't get credit.
Yeah.
And then, well, you didn't listen.
And then he didn't listen. So, I mean, I tried to
I
help
know.
him, you know?
And
It's not my
Dan
fault
was
he hit the
literally
get
like,
crit button.
oh man, I threw that match. And I was literally typing like, I don't know, man, good crit. And then it crit.
I was actually here with Evan
Yeah, you were.
during that battle. He was... I came over to... Because I didn't have Wi-Fi. And I'm like, hey, man, can I just use your place for, like, just 20 minutes? I brought bagels and everything else. And I just sat there. I'm like, fuck, this is it. And then I hit. I'm like... He's like... Evan just goes, oh, how did it end? I'm like, well, it's Lele versus Garcho. And I just ran off. I fucking ran away from my DS when I saw the crit.
it was pretty fucking wild. I'm also surprised that you have not run very much weather because Dan has been suggesting that every week.
Yeah. Sunny day, Rotom Heat.
Yeah.
Dude. Come on.
Oh, that overheat's
Z
gonna
Sunny
hurt.
Day was thought for Lele at some point. But, you know, never got around to it.
Z Sunny Day HP Fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's gonna slap. I mean, it's only going to
That hits-
slap.
you
It's
know,
not going to hit any harder.
what's your steel type counter to an HP Fire in the Sun?
None. What do you got? Everything gets slapped.
Yeah.
My boy Heatran gets slapped.
Yeah.
Then I just run HP Ground. It's okay.
Poor Heatran. He has yet to see a lot of success in the GB or in the PBL, and I don't expect him to see much success in the GBA either.
He well, his problem is you know what set he's running based on looking at him because he's shiny locked to specific moves and natures.
I think the other problem is just Earthquake is just so prevalent.
Yeah.
I think beyond that is you just put a few ground moves on your team and he usually dies to all of them.
Yeah.
HP Ground is a good hidden power as well. And then also fighting moves. You can come across them pretty regularly. Water moves. He's
Scald in the Rain from Polito kills.
Really?
One shot.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, he's got a lot of good tools. I'd love to see him find some success in the league. But to this point, not much. Looking forward to these finals, we also are going to be getting to see the awards be revealed tomorrow. We are going to have, of course, the MVP, which will be voted on, or it should already have been voted on online. I believe we will also be voting in person. Maybe Nick is just deciding this himself. I actually don't know. On Offensive Mon of the Year, Defensive Mon of the Year, Cleric of the Year, Low Tier Mon of the Year, Most Improved Coach, and Most Competitive Coach.
I want to talk about the low tier Mon snub that it was Drip Heavy.
He did not qualify.
He did not qualify.
Yeah.
I will say, though, Drip Heavy contributed a lot. Like, setting the weather is very important for a rain team.
Yeah, Drip Heavy contributed a lot by existing.
Yeah.
Similarly,
he just kind of came out there and did things.
Smeargle did not qualify, but he did a ton for Jacob.
He didn't qualify?
He did not qualify.
A whole lot.
Really?
And Mew as well.
Mew is one of those underrated things. I almost wish we could have, like, because I'm not going to gripe about Nick's decisions here, because...
No, that's what I'm here for.
Yes. So I'm going to just suggest to Dan to gripe about the fact that we don't have a support Mon of the Year that is different from Cleric.
All right, hold on. Sending it in Discord now. Continue. Go ahead.
Yeah, because there are, defense and Cleric and support, I think, are three different things. And you look at support, whether it be screens or sticky webs or killing yourself to get your free switches in, and you really cannot just look at the raw MVP numbers to decide who is the most worthy. But I would give that to Smeargle in a heartbeat. Or Mew, honestly. One of those two. Probably Mew before Smeargle.
All right, it's in Discord.
Yeah.
So Nick's aware.
Good. And we will patiently wait his response. And then... be sure to flame him back. Also, he is printing out 3D trophies for us tomorrow, which is exciting.
Is he really?
Yes, he is. We're going to be getting trophies for everything except for best nickname, I think, and the best coaches.
Yeah, because it's going to Mega Swamp.
Yeah,
that's just a given.
I'm just honestly waiting for him to 3D print a belt.
Yes. Oh my God. It better not be this season. I'm gonna be so sad.
We better get the belt when I can win it.
Okay.
It's like, hold on, Evan's not in the running anymore. Let's make a belt.
If we continue with the belt tradition next season, assuming I make it to the finals, I'm going to show up with really loose pants and just sagging deep.
He said, assuming I make finals, with a shit-eating grin on his face that I don't even think he realized he had.
This time, no.
This motherfucker actually had, if I make it to finals, with a fucking smile. You cocky motherfucker.
I feel very good about the GBA, and I am very excited to advance farther than the first round of playoffs.
Yeah, he's going to draft Milotic and Mega Venusaur because fuck
I think Evan has, already been putting in the most work for GBA. So.
I'm willing to bet I have. I'm probably doing about 10 GBA battles on Showdown a day, give or take.
Does it count if I'm just using a GBA team for the fuck of it?
Yeah, it counts. But I mean,
I've been doing that for a lot longer.
Okay. I've been team building probably. I think I've got 8 or 9 Showdown teams built, and I'm still experimenting.
I wanna put a little clarification on there. This team ain't good.
Okay.
This team has a lot of obvious flaws.
Is this
in ladder?
In ladder.
So it sounds like a classic Dan team.
Yeah.
Yeah. Running some classic double weathers.
Yeah.
Triple,
quadruple.
Quadruple. I would love to see quadruple weather Heliolisk.
Dude, I was really debating.
I'm waiting for it.
I was really debating for it in the off season, but I'm going to settle for a duel.
I think Heliolisk would be a great pick for your team if you are going to go weather again, because boy, does he love 3 out of the 4 weathers.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So let's look at these awards real quick. I want to see if we have any predictions for this going forward. We have, of course, we'll start with the lower stuff. Low tier Mon of the Year. Who do you guys kind of like for low tier Mon? I don't think it reveals anything to reveal our votes or our opinions, honestly.
Okay. Who's going first?
I gotta pull the list, so Evan,
I'll go first. This is a selfish pick on my part, but I'm going to say Milotic Linguini. It is able to stop almost every special attacker in the game that is not, I don't know, like a Choice Specs, Psychic Terrain, Lele or something. And it's just a monster, and it was routinely walling things for my team this year. And I think it would have even had a higher MVP rating per game had it not been I chose to make it my Sackmon to get free switches towards the end of certain matches. So I would have to say my Milotic.
That's fair.
I was going to mention that your Milotic is always a good shout, but I think this season you've kind of used it a little differently, and it hasn't racked up the points it can do.
Yeah, I really didn't. And it still finished, I think, 3rd in the low-tier MVP race, and I really did not try to pad its stats.
So I actually personally really like the Vaporeon Vape Life Bro.
Vape Life Bro has been very solid.
Such a straightforward Mon, and the fact that it's been able to do so much while being straightforward is ridiculous.
Yeah.
It is very one-dimensional, but the way Corey used it, I don't know how he kept getting away with it. I honestly, every match I watch, I'm like, how is he not getting fucking smacked?
He was running a lot of Wish with that, right?
Yeah. Yep.
I don't understand how he kept getting away with it either. It was a lot of the same set with Vaporeon.
Yep.
Like, you guys have seen this.
Yep. Like, this is nothing new. Just bring a fucking electric move. Just kick its ass.
It's a great budget Mon because, I mean, between Scald, Wish, and Heal Bell, it can just fit on a lot of teams. And it's got great stats.
Yeah. I mean, like, Hydration, Rest... Not as he didn't run that, but that's one a potential thing to run there. I mean,
doesn't he also get Water Absorb?
Mm-hmm.
Which is just also very nice.
Yep. So you can just have complete immunity. It's crazy. That Mon's really good.
Zach, who do you like for low tier MVP?
So I mean, as uncreative as this is, I am a big fan of Bamboom. Now I'm gonna say that I understand that Bamboom's performances were not the most consistent over time, but Bamboom itself has won KC games. Just Bamboom itself has won KC games by getting like 6 KOs.
That's very true.
It's been very impressive and pivotal for him, and I was impressed how KC made Bamboom work. So
yeah.
I was looking at the way that thing performed, and had it only played, I think, 2 more games, it would actually have qualified for the MVP points per game. It had a really good season. I think I may have just been biased against the fact that Casey's team did not perform very well. So I think that kind of took away some points for me, as that I didn't see him as the most valuable. And I kind of look at, beyond the numbers, the most value to a team.
Yeah.
But I do think that if that one won low-tier MVP, I would not complain. I wouldn't have a problem with that at all.
If a low-tier Mon wins you a game, I'd say that's pretty valuable.
Yeah. And
single-handedly winning a game.
Yeah, if that's a low-tier Mon, even if it's one game, a low-tier Mon single-handedly wins you a single game, that's worth it. That's worth the pick.
That's really solid. Moving on from there, we also have the offensive Mon of the year. This one I always find difficult to attribute to something because it's so close to the MVP a lot of times. But with all that said, I'm going to say Purunga, the Thunderous T. Because if you want to talk about just pure offense, it led the league in KOs, and it was just constantly a threat.
Yep. That thing's ridiculous. There's a reason it's tier 1.
For this award, we're not voting on it or anything. I think Nick is just taking whoever has most KOs.
Oh,
so I think Purunga is a wrap.
Okay. Interesting.
It's a wrap.
It's a wrap.
But I would just like to say that I think Purunga should win it, but I also would like to say Purunga received a lot of help from Jacob's team. Jacob made Purunga look a lot better than it is.
I agree with that. I actually think that when I look at the MVP award and the Offensive Man of the Year award, I kind of look at them as team awards, specifically if I'm choosing Purunga. Because, I mean, and Jacob said this himself, Purunga itself is not the thing that's winning these games. It's getting up behind screens or with sticky webs or with, like, mementos or
Catching a healing wish.
Catching a healing wish. These are the things that are setting Purunga up to get, 28 KOs this year?
Something like that,
Something like that.
Well, like, if we're talking about that, like, just being... Well, if this is for offensive mon, I mean, your Lele, bro. Your Lele is just... That thing fucking smacks so goddamn hard.
Yeah, so that was kind of my point. So Jacob is, very... There's a lot of finesse with his team. And mine's just like, Lele hit hard. And I just throw
Yeah, it's the Unga Bunga strat. I'm going to click Psychic and something's gonna die.
I put specs on this, and you are dying.
And that's amazing on its own. On top of that, Psychic Terrain just shuts down so much revenge killing.
I put specs on this, something's gonna die. Jesus Christ.
So
I mean, I'll be honest. My team prep steps for this season have been, okay, what is this team's counters to Psychic? What dark types, what steel types do they have? If I weaken that, will Spec Psychic kill even on switch in?
Does Lele get Focus Blast?
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
It is.
Oh,
it's actually
my
it's a very common Z move to run for that thing.
That's fucking ridiculous.
Absolutely is.
That's ridiculous.
Moving on from the offensive award, we gotta go to the defensive award, and I'm just gonna throw it down right now. I think Toxapex is gonna take that one.
Surprise, surprise.
Toxapex led the league by a large margin in hazards, statuses, inflicted, and tanked hits.
God damn it, I fucking hate that.
It was at least top 3 in all
much.
3 of those categories.
This is why I support Dexit. This is why
You don't know the Toxapex won't be there, though.
If Dexit happens and Toxapex is still there, I'm gonna fucking riot. I'm gonna be on your guys' side on this one.
We're gonna keep Lando T and Toxapex. They're all gonna stay.
All the Takus are staying. We know that much already.
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and actually, what we're gonna do is we're gonna get rid of all the checks to Toxapex. That's what we're gonna do.
But we are getting rid of Skarmory so we can print Black Skarmory and release him into the game. And by Black Skarmory, I mean Corviknight.
Yeah.
And he does, from like the calcs that people have been doing online, it's all over the place where his stats could actually fall. I've seen things project him.
It's so difficult without knowing EVs and stuff.
Exactly.
Everyone's theorizing different things.
I've seen people projecting him to have like pseudo-legendary stats, and I've had other people that are projecting him to have like base 90 as his highest defensive stat. So it's all over the place, and who knows what we're actually going to get. Moving on from defensive, do you guys have any other defensive mods you even want to shout out?
No, that's straight cut.
Milotic was annoying, but there's no way it holds a candle to what.
Blissey had Chansey had a good season, but again, it cannot compete with Toxapex.
Yeah, Toxapex was just...
and Mega V probably took some good hits.
Oh yeah, Mega Venusaur. It's also an MVP candidate.
Yep.
Looking at Cleric of the Year, this one's always hard because maybe 4 Pokemon in the whole league actually use Cleric moves. I believe my Jirachi was up there for consideration, as was my Gardevoir, but I think the league leader was actually Raul's Hallmark.
Alomomola.
That thing, I think.
Alomomola.
Yeah.
I think it passed like 10 wishes throughout the season.
Not Vaporwave?
Maybe more.
Oh, Vaporeon is actually a good consideration as well, because it did a lot of Cleric work.
Yeah. Because I know that thing ran Heal Bell a lot and Wish. So
yeah.
I don't know the exact stats, but...
Yeah. Again, I think this is something that Nick is deciding. It goes straight to raw stats.
Yeah.
And I think Alomomola is taking that.
Yeah.
However, Alomomola's wish passes were nowhere near as effective as some of the things like Mew has done.
And we are back from our abrupt break. We had to just take a quick coffee refill, and it was so quick that I think we may have cut off Zach mid-sentence, but sometimes you gotta do that. Real quick, let's talk about who we think is going to win the MVP of this season. And then we'll move on from the awards.
If it's MVP, it's, probably Purunga.
Yeah.
That thing just did so much work.
Yeah.
I'm also going to say Purunga, although, I personally voted for Purunga.
Yeah.
But I think there are good cases to be made for my Charizard, LeCharles, who had by far the highest KO to faint ratio. I think Queen Bean did the most for a single team between tanked hits and KOs. And I think you can't really discount Lele and just the psychic terrain along with the hard hitting.
I was gonna say, well, we gotta evaluate what you consider as most valuable, because while Lele did a lot of work, it's not always just like it's not what it does. I interpret value as, oh shit, I gotta account for this in my team building. And if you see Lele, it's like, I gotta bring something with a scarf and a dark move or something to fucking hit this thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it depends on what you consider value when it comes to MVP. But I would say Lele, or Purunga.
So I guess I'll get on my little soapbox for this.
Yeah. Go ahead, make your case.
In terms of value, my team was completely built around Tapu Lele. If you look at my team, there's a lot of members that have over 100 speed. And with my Psychic Train, I'm forcing opponents to Scarf something and show me what their Scarf is.
Yeah.
To counter my Mega Lopunny and things like that. They can't use priority against it, so they have to have a Scarf or something.
Yeah.
And I've also used a lot of I've used Unburdened strats and things like that, so it's been very good for me. With that being said, though, I did vote for Purunga because Purunga has just had an amazing season, and he's worked well with his team.
Yeah, and I'll go back to what I said earlier. I look at it as sort of a team award this season because someone has to be the one that qualifies for the MVP of the year.
Yeah.
And by default, on Jacob's team, I'm going to say it is the Purunga. Moving on, we actually have a couple awards that are going to players and not Pokemon. We have Most Improved and Most Competitive. This one, Most Improved is always tough.
Because what do you consider improvement?
Right, and I did end up actually saying Dan.
Aww.
But I'll also tell you that so far, as of right now, I believe I'm the only person that has selected you.
That's fine. I don't care.
Because I look at it from the beginning of your season until you pivoted into Rain.
Yeah. And
the difference there was pretty drastic.
What was your record before Rain, Dan?
Fucking winless. I went winless.
You were literally winless?
I was literally winless.
Oh, I thought you still had 1 or 2 wins.
What's up?
Okay, yeah, that's a pretty big transformation.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was one of those things, because I told it on last week's podcast, the team I built, I didn't realize how much of a pain in the ass my main sweeper and my main threat, Kieran Black, how much of a pain in the ass that thing was to build and set up. I'm like, man, fuck this. I'm fucking done with this. And I drafted a Mega I didn't really even want, and I just...
And then you pawned him off for peanuts.
Yeah. All right, his entire Poké-Dollar stash and Garchomp is not peanuts. Don't act like I got shifted on this trade. For a Mon I wasn't going to use,
you should have just made him work, in my opinion.
I don't like him.
It's too bad. You drafted him. You should have made him work.
All right, okay.
And keep him to
you're
yourself.
never allowed to drop Pokemon then.
I'll never drop a Pokemon that's normally banned in most leagues. Yeah, I would never drop Tapu Lele. I would never drop Ash Greninja or Protean Greninja. Or even make them all wild.
I don't like it.
Or
I don't like
Magearna.
Greninja. I don't like Greninja. I don't know what you want me to say.
I'm a little bitter. It's not the only reason I lost to Zache. It's not the only reason. But I am bitter about it.
He's trying to blame his losses on other people.
I'm saying
it's not my fault.
No, I'm saying it's not that. It's not the only reason. I lost fair and square. That's all there is to it. But I think that Zache does have a crazy team, and I think you are partially to blame.
This is the unraveling of a man. The unraveling of a man used to winning, no longer able to sweep his way through the league.
I always had to struggle anyway.
Yeah, okay.
Well, except for the one year that I went undefeated.
Yeah. Are you trying to go like I was a humble paper boy when I was young, and I made my way to the top?
I wasn't born rich. I had to work my way up.
Where are your tax returns?
Hey, listen, you don't need them, so I'm not going to show them. But there's nothing wrong about them. They're all in line. They're honestly the best tax returns.
Best ever, I tell you. That I can tell you.
I filed the best W-2s.
I have the best number of dependents.
Yeah.
So,
Jesus Christ.
yeah, also most competitive, I did pick Jacob this year because I thought he had some very creative strategies.
His team is literally, what the fuck do I even do?
I think he honed in on what a draft league is meant to be, which is versatility.
Yeah.
He stole all the pixies.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which is why I'm very
I
surprised
just
that he
wanted a
didn't make
pixie.
it to the finals of the season.
You got Layla. You don't get to complain.
True.
I just wanted a pixie. That's all I wanted. I just wanted Shaman.
I wanted a pixie. Moving on from most competitive and most improved, we have to talk about the nicknames, you guys.
Yeah.
We have to talk about the best nicknames. The award that Amber cares the most about. She put so much time and effort into this.
Like, seriously, I'm looking at this goddamn page that she did. Holy shit, girl. Like, kudos. I'm surprised you didn't make your nicknames cats again. That was a great addition that I loved last year. Even though I complained about it because it was only yours. But...
Yeah.
So let's talk about a couple of these nicknames. I guess one of them that I'm looking at here is Ka-Chow, an obvious reference to the Disney movie Cars,
which I've never seen.
Where Lightning McQueen, that's his catchphrase, Ka-Chow. And then Spicy Water, who is water and fire, which makes it hot, therefore it's spicy. I just want to make sure some of you guys are understanding these nicknames.
I mean, I see your genius here.
Yeah.
I do think you missed an opportunity to name it Cuyahoga, though, after the Flaming River.
You're right.
That is also very good.
That is true. Then there's also Scary Terry.
I love Scary Terry.
One of my personal favorites. An obvious reference to the Rick and Morty character.
Rick and Morty. Now, what is that show? I've never heard of it.
Rick and Morty is a cartoon on Adult Swim that is the most intellectually intelligent TV show that is also a comedy that is not at all overrated and totally doesn't have a stupid fan base.
It must have really flown under the radar because I've never heard of it.
No, it's very underground. Not many people know about it. That's the really good part of it. It's a super smart show.
It's really smart, though. Okay.
But it stays out of the popular conscience that keeps it intelligent.
It hasn't found the zeitgeist.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like, if you're not smart, don't try to watch it.
Yeah, you have to have at least an IQ of 500 to watch.
Oh, okay.
So.
I see. So I will be sure to start watching.
And another one, Hot Dogu. Hatu Dogu, that is just, it's a hot dog because it's a fire dog.
Yeah, I like it.
And we're going over these nicknames here, but we have to take a moment for our most important segment on this podcast, and that is the Schultz Slurp Down.
Yes.
So, if you would please, caller, I know you have a drink. Let's 3, 2, 1. That segment was for you, Ian. Fuck you. We're explaining some of these nicknames.
I hope this annoys you especially because I did use the Schultz Slurp Down for a LaCroix.
Yeah.
So fuck you again.
I just wanted to make sure that I'm explaining this joke here to you, just to make sure that you understand it.
Speaking of Ian, though, I think No Homo, the Como, is such a big contender for
it's
nickname.
It's such a good nickname. Like I'm done with that joke segment. But that is such a good nickname. I'm so mad of how just A+ that nickname is.
It's really good. I'm very sad to see that Cheryl did not nominate her Steelix Anal Beads.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
For nickname of the year. Because I think that one's amazing.
She didn't nominate Miller Lite either.
No, she didn't. She nominated Mama Roach, which is an amazing one. Lieutenant Fisting, which is fine. And AirPod. And my gripe with AirPod is it should have been AirPods. But whatever.
I like AirPod.
I like AirPod. I firmly believe, and I told her this when she made it, it should be AirPods. He's got 2 ears.
So you pluralize Pokemon names?
Yes.
Are there any others that you guys want to kind of talk about? Because, there are a couple good shout-outs there. Chief Beef I like a lot.
Chief Beef is good. I'm partial to the Canker Sisters on my own team.
Yeah. Yeah, Chief Beef grew on me. Canker Sisters, I actually really like that one. That was really good.
It's not necessarily funny, but it's oh yeah, that works.
Yeah, it's a good reference. I understood that reference.
Yeah. Also, it's kind of ugly, which fits. No disrespect to the Canker Sisters.
I also like.
I think we've.
Go ahead.
We've kind of covered a lot of things I like. I personally really like the Hatsudolgu.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was a good one from Nick.
I'm going to give Ian another shout out here, Thicky Minaj.
Thicky Minaj.
I fucking love that one.
I also like I'm Scarfed. Because it's meta.
He never scarfed it. As far as, like, not against me at least. I don't think he ever scarfed it.
I don't know if he ever did.
Which is
No,
perfect.
I don't think he did.
I fucking hate that you nominated Gardenvore.
I love Gardenvore, the Gardevoir.
So much. Oh, I hate it.
I hope it gets some votes. I don't know. We'll see.
I'm surprised Jake didn't nominate Shit Dip.
Yeah, I like Shit Dip.
I like Shit Dip a lot.
Yeah, I really like Ship It.
And I was not the biggest fan of Christ. I also did not like his nickname for his Latios, Christ.
Yeah.
It's, it's Jake.
It's Jake.
What are you going to do?
Yeah. So looking forward to tomorrow. We also have a special event planned. We're going to be doing some gym leader battles. People are going to be trying to earn their badges, which we've done once before.
So, dependent on where this podcast goes up, or when this podcast goes up, do you guys feel comfortable sharing your typing? I'm going to go ahead and do it because, for me at least, you guys don't have to.
I'll share mine.
But I am going to be Rock because I am the Boulder!
I am going to be bringing out a fairy team because I think Mono Fairy is just really stupid, and I wanted to play around with it.
I took a look at what fairy types were, and I'm like, God, I fucking hate you, Evan.
Yeah, they're really
He's
good.
actually just going to bring all of the Tapus.
Yeah. 4 Tapus and Magirna. Although Magirna and Tapu Lele are actually banned from Monotype. So I was not able to bring them.
Are they really?
Yep, because they're so broken.
Yeah, they are.
Wow.
What
Imagine
else?
Tapu Lele on a psychic team.
Yeah, fuck that.
Disgusting. Good. I'm glad it's banned. So, Zach, you have a person that was possibly going to be joining our GBA league in the off-season. Will they be attending the event tomorrow?
That is the plan right now. I just messaged him to make sure he was ready, but he will be joining us.
Okay. I will also be bringing somebody that will be participating in the GBA league, and I believe he has put together a team to earn some badges. So we'll see how that goes.
And this is for the off season.
It's for the off-season GBA,
off-season, yeah.
But I know at least with the person I've invited, he is interested in playing in our league if he likes it after trying the off-season league.
I do want to make one more push for this off season league. Just kind of talk about it real quick. So it's going to be a mini season. It's going to be 8 weeks in GBA format for the draft. And yeah, I mean, just go ahead and obviously make sure that we know that you're interested. I know we have a segment on there for the voting, but I just want to make sure that people are, just all. I don't know why I'm doing this because everyone that listens to this podcast knows about it. All 2 of you, so I don't know why I'm making this final push here.
I'm super excited for it personally.
Yeah, I can't wait. I love this format. This is something that Zach and I were trying to push. Well, Zach, Ian, and I were all trying to push in the this off season, but fairly enough, it was early. It was a little too late.
It was late in the game.
Yeah, it was a little too late to be pushing it.
Yeah,
but I'm glad we got it through halfway through this season here and got everything kind of rolling.
I agree. I'm
and
looking at it.
to not push anyone out, I'm pretty sure Jacob has been pushing for this for a little while.
I honestly apologize, Jacob.
Oh, that's true. I've said this before. I don't know if I've said it on the podcast or just 2 people to their faces. Yeah. I was not aware of how widely used the GBA format was. I was under the impression that a group not much larger than our own group created the GBA, and no one made it clear enough to me that this is a legitimate group of people that have put this together.
Ignorance can be fixed.
Yeah, there we go. I actually think it's going to mix up just enough while still keeping the draft essence of our league. I love seeing 3 Z-Mons on a team, including 1 captain. I love seeing just the few different bans and unbans. I think that's really exciting.
My favorite one is the unbanned Blaziken, because it's always one of those things where why is it, if this one ability is the problem, just ban the fucking ability.
Yeah.
Also, Necrozma should not be a fucking RU pick.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I showed Dan that recently.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, make that boy tier 1, and he is. I love seeing Mega Kangaskhan get legalized.
Yes, with no seismic toss.
toss.
Fuck that move.
Landorus Eye with no sheer force.
Yes.
That's another one.
Those unbans are just so perfect.
They really are. They're really good.
I'm really excited to see Landorus Eye. He'd be fantastic on a weather team, Dan.
Sand Force, baby.
Don't fucking out me, bro.
He's getting out of it. There's just a lot of stuff to like. I also really enjoy that you get to buy 4 of your Pokemon instead of filling tier slots.
Yes.
And because there is a buying system, trades do not have to be stuck between tiers because people will not have an equal amount of tiers, according to the GBA rules at least. So I could trade. I mean, I assume we will have like a league vote if there's like an egregious trade, but you could trade a tier 1 for a tier 4 theoretically. I don't think you should, and I would want to vote that down like as a group if someone was deliberately throwing, but you don't have to do perfectly neat trades.
So the only question I really have is when it comes to trades, it's mon for mon. Can you throw in free agency moves?
I think you could throw in currency. I don't know if you could
because you get 4 free agency moves.
Yeah,
is the way it works. So like a Pokemon and hey, a free agency move. By all means, go get it, boy.
We'll have to check the rules again. Or girl. We'll have to check the rules again because I'm not totally sure.
Yeah.
I will say that I believe we have quite a few GBA participants as it stands right now. There are the 3 of us.
Yep.
I believe Cheryl will be participating. I believe, the 2 people that we have invited. What is, Zach, what is your roommate's name?
He's not my roommate that's joining us. It's just a friend.
Okay, what's his name?
Isaiah.
And then Greg, the person that I'm inviting.
And Raul is definitely participating.
Okay, all right, so Raul and Nick. And then probably Jacob, but I actually don't know if I've gotten confirmation from him.
I'm going to talk to Chris, and I feel
Jacob's
like
up in the air at the moment.
Really?
Yeah.
He's what? He's in the air? Up in the air? Okay. I believe I actually spoke to Chris over Discord, and he seemed very enthusiastic about it.
I was going to say, I haven't talked to him directly about it yet, but I feel like the second I bring it up, he's going to be super down.
So we could be looking around 10 to 12 participants, which is a pretty good turnout.
I feel like this is going to be it's just going to be a full fucking season.
Right. It's going to be just a shorter season, but with, I think, as much attention to it, honestly.
Yeah. So I'm excited.
I'm excited, too. It's something to look forward to. And if anybody's ever bored, I'm always on Showdown looking to play against people. I'm not so protective over my draft strategies to not battle with teams.
I have enough strategies where I feel comfortable showing a couple of them.
I mean, Evan says that, but the other day, Evan's like, well, I can't really show you guys the fun. And then he left and started playing Showdown without us.
You left our Discord call after we were playing together, and then I just hear Zach go, is he just doing ladder right now?
Hold on.
I saw you play random people.
Hold on. Technically, no. I got off for about 45 minutes.
Oh, fuck you.
And I hung out with Amber. Then I got back on.
Whatever. This man's over here laddering, trying to just get like, I gotta work some secret strats here. If it works in OU, it'll work in a draft league.
Of course. That's why you gotta draft Lando T and Tapu Bulu together.
Exactly, yeah. Ooh.
Sorry, Chris.
Ooh.
He doesn't listen. It's fine.
No, he doesn't.
Well, I think that's going to wrap us up for the episode. Good luck to Zach and Zache for tomorrow's battle. I hope to see a good battle. And then I hope to see where the league goes from here.
You know, I would say that, but I don't believe it, so I'm just going to stay silent.
All right.
I'm just gonna throw a heads up out there. I don't think this is gonna be a long battle, but I think it'll be an entertaining one.
Yeah, I think this is gonna be one of those battles where it's over very quickly, one way or another.
Well, I look forward to seeing it either way. It should be a fun time.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
All right, you guys, this has been it for the final episode of this season's PBL cast. Thank you, Jake, for sticking through with us to the end. This has been a good time all around.
Rest in peace, buddy.
Also, shout out to Greg. I know he did that last time, but shout out to Greg for his dedication.
Yeah.
Rip in peace.
Yeah, and thank you for bringing Metagross.
Oh.
All right, everybody. We will see you tomorrow, and if not, then we will see you at some point in the future. Unless we are not part of the league, then we may never see you ever. All right. Goodbye.
And you're dead to us.
See ya.